You've just watched a motivational video, and you're fired up. You tell yourself, this is it. This is the moment my life changes. You set your alarm for 5 a.m., ready to start that business, write that book, or finally get in shape. The next morning, you wake up full of energy, feeling unstoppable. But by the 5th day, the alarm rings, and you hit snooze. Emails pile up, a meeting runs late, and your big goal remains untouched in your notebook. A week later, the initial excitement is gone, replaced by a familiar question. Why can't I ever finish what I start? The spark was there, but the flame died out. This is a cycle so many of us experience. We get a burst of motivation, a surge of energy, and we make bold plans. But soon enough, we fall back into our old routines. The hard truth is that without discipline, without the commitment to show up, even when you do, you feel like it, motivation alone will never be enough to carry you to the finish line. James, a young professional with ambitious dreams, found himself trapped in this exact cycle. He decided he needed a new approach. He understood that to create lasting change, he couldn't rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. He needed something more stable, more dependable, consistency. He began to research, read, and experiment. He discovered that the people who achieve extraordinary things aren't necessarily the ones who start with the most fanfare, but the ones who simply keep going, day after day. In T-Speedia, we will follow James's journey from being a victim of motivational highs and lows to becoming a master of steady, disciplined habits. We will explore why motivation so often fails us, what strategies actually work, and how you can begin your own path of consistent action that leads to real, tangible transformation. By the end of this video, you will have a clear blueprint for turning small, daily actions into significant, life-changing results, not through one monumental effort, but through the cumulative power of every single push, every single day. 6 months ago, James's life was a collection of unfinished projects. He had brilliant ideas, a prototype for a new product, a plan for a blog, a detailed workout regimen boot. They all existed either in his mind or as scattered, half-written notes. He would work on his goals late into the night when inspiration struck. But then he would skip days, even weeks, when he felt tired or unmotivated. His favorite phrase became, "I'll start fresh on Monday." But one Monday would turn into the next, and then the next, with little to no progress. The weight of his own inconsistency began to crush him. When friends asked about his projects, he would give vague answers, embarrassed that he had nothing concrete to show for his efforts. Negative thoughts started to creep in. I'm just not disciplined enough. Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of thing. Arella said that motivation had successfully brought him to the starting line, but it had abandoned him long before he could even see the finish line. This profound sense of frustration became his turning point. One evening, sitting alone with his unfulfilled ambitions, James asked himself a question that would change everything. What if I just showed up every single day, regardless of how I feel? With this new question guiding him, James made a simple but powerful vow. For the next 30 days, he would dedicate just 5 minutes to his project every single day, without fail. 5 minutes seemed almost laughably small, but that was precisely the point. His goal wasn't to make massive progress in one go. It was to build the habit of showing up. If he could commit to that small, non-negotiable action, he believed momentum would eventually take over. On day 1, he opened his document and wrote a single sentence. On day 2, he did 1 push-up and brainstormed 1 headline for his blog. By day 7, he looked at his calendar and saw a small, unbroken chain of check marks. A feeling of pride, subtle but real, began to surface. On day 14, he felt tired and had zero desire to write, but he sat down anyway and managed to type a few words. He had honored his commitment. By day 30, he had a complete, detailed outline for his project. The decision to act not just when he was motivated, but every single day had transformed a wish into a ritual. He learned a fundamental lesson. Discipline isn't about doing what's easy. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to. What James experienced is backed by science. Researchers have found that motivation acts like a spark. It's powerful enough to ignite the engine, but it lacks the fuel to keep it running for the long haul. Those initial sparks of enthusiasm inevitably fade unless they are sustained by the sturdy engine of habit and routine. Consistency, on the other hand, operates on the principle of compounding, just like compound interest in finance, where small regular deposits grow into a substantial sum over time. Your small daily actions accumulate to build momentum, deliver results, and ultimately reshape your identity. James discovered this firsthand. Motivation could get him to the gym for an intense workout once a week, but it was the discipline of showing up for just 2 minutes on the treadmill even on days he felt exhausted that built the habit of fitness. Motivation gets you excited about the destination. Daily discipline ensures you reliably take each step of the journey. One makes you a dreamer. The other makes you dependable, first to yourself and then to the world. To build this new system, James implemented 3 simple yet incredibly effective habits. First, he committed to a micro-action daily. He would spend 5 minutes on his most important project every morning. The task was so small and manageable that it felt easy to complete, eliminating any excuse for not doing it. Second, he established a fixed time block. He scheduled his 5 minutes from 6:30 to 6:35 a.m. every single day, with no exceptions. He treated this appointment with himself with the same seriousness as a crucial business meeting. Third, he began to track and celebrate. He used a simple wall calendar and drew a bold checkmark for each day he completed his micro-action. As the chain of checkmarks grew longer, the visual evidence of his consistency became a powerful source of motivation in itself. The desire to not break the chain was often stronger than the temptation to skip a day. Within 8 weeks, James had successfully logged 56 consecutive sessions, totaling 280 minutes of focused, deliberate work. The numbers weren't massive, but they were enough to trigger a profound internal shift. He was no longer someone who wanted to work on his project. He was someone who did asterisk. Now, it's your turn to harness this power. Choose one goal you've been putting off. It could be anything: writing, learning a new skill, exercising, or meditating. Write it down. Now, ask yourself, what is one tiny micro-action I can commit to doing every single day, no matter what? It should take no more than 5 to 10 minutes. Next, set a fixed time for this action and block it out on your calendar. Do it tomorrow and then the day after, without waiting for the right mood or the perfect moment. Finally, track your progress. Use a calendar, a notebook, or an app to mark a check for every day you show up. Each check mark is a victory, a vote for the person you are becoming. After just 30 days, you will have accumulated between 150 and 300 minutes of focused work. That's roughly 2.5 to 5 hours dedicated entirely to your goal. This is the foundation upon which all significant change is built. I want you to share your commitment with us. Comment below and tell me, what micro-action will you start tomorrow? I will read every single response because I want to know that you are starting your chain. Before you leave, remember this one truth. Motivation lights the flame, but it is not enough to keep it burning. Without the steady support of daily discipline, that flame will inevitably flicker and die. Consistency is the oxygen that keeps the fire of your ambition alive. It's not about achieving monumental feats in a single day. It's about doing something, no matter how small, every single day. That is the true power of a focused mind, disciplined habits, and a transformed life. If you start one small action today and commit to keeping it going, you are not just trying something new, are actively becoming someone new. You are shifting your identity from I want to be to I am the kind of person who shows up. If this story resonated with you and provided value, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And always remember, stay disciplined, stay consistent. Your power lies in your daily habits.